team. Here's our build viewer of our Thrasher. So, main armament, engine room, dive capacity, submarine steering, other submarine steering, and then dive capacity. Now, real quick, I'm going to check with what I use for my captain builds. Here's the Thrasher build. You'll note that it is close enough. They went with damage control mod 1. And then for second, it was engine, or sorry, it was fire or flood. And then we've got dive capacity, dive planes, and then torpedoes for the last one. Okay. So torpedoes for the last one obviously reduces dive capacity, but it keeps your torpedoes going. Now these are British submarines, so let's see what happens. And then as far as commander skills are concerned, you've gone for liquidator into improved battery, superintendent, torpedo aiming, and then finally adrenaline rush. Let's see what the recommendation is. The recommendation is into liquidator, into I think that's preventative maintenance. Let's see. Yep, preventative maintenance. And then into the third skill. The third skill, we talked about that before, watchful. That tells you if you're about to be if you're being radared by somebody, so you don't go up higher. And then hydro, it tells you, of course, if you're about to be detected by somebody. Hydro. Torpedo aiming master is a trap skill. Why is that a trap skill, Grunty? And welcome aboard. Thank you for jumping in. Torpedo damage is increased if a sector is highlighted twice. The sector that was highlighted needs to remain active until the torpedoes hit. To me, that's a pretty low chance of hitting, right?
So, I'm jumping in here too because I don't want to type that much.
No problem, Grunty. Hello.
So, the problem with the torpedoing aiming master skill is that it only works on torpedoes that are fired after you achieve the double ping. If you fire your torpedo first and then double ping, the skill doesn't add the bonus damage.
Really?
Yes.
So, most people are going to fire their torpedoes and then work on trying to get the pinging done. So, that doesn't help them at all. Okay.
Nope.
Okay. Interesting. So, that's why if you look at like my recommended build section, you'll see that they don't have torpedo reload. Torpedo master is a possibility. They go into dive capacity, they go into enlarged shaft, they go into adrenaline rush instead of aiming master. Okay.
I was very confused myself when I found this out because like what you usually do is you fire the torpedoes first and then you do the double ping, right?
Well, most people do that, exactly right. You don't double ping first, then fire torpedoes. If you double ping and then fire torpedoes, chances are you're about to be overrun by the enemy, so... Ouch.
The chances are if you double ping, someone is gonna DCP it anyway, so you wanna pretty much DCP the last moment possible, right?
Right, that's true. Okay. As far as
it's pretty bad, unfortunately.
It is. And then as far as signals are concerned, just the ship speed, that's it.
That being said, the last time I tested this is like 2 patches ago.
Okay.
Maybe it was a bug and is fixed in the meantime.
Doubt it,
if someone
okay.
wants to test it, you can easily go into a training room, for example, and use those torpedoes against the destroyer and see if you get more damage than they should get.
Right. Alright, well let's take a look at this game. So here's the Thrasher. This is the tier 10 British battleship, or British sub. Your division with 2 tier 10 battleships, an Ohio and a Preußen. Grunty, have you played the Thrasher that much?
I have not played any of the British submarines.
Okay. Do you feel like you're missing out?
No.
Okay. And that was the reason I'm asking you that is because some people feel like they need to play every single line in the game. Myself included. I'm one of those people. But
I don't even
I
play every single destroyer line, so
I feel like the British submarines is ouch. Thrasher was
if
tough, you know?
if I look at the stats for the submarines, what it
Mm-hmm.
looks like on the British ones is that the average player does really, really poor in them, but the
Mm.
really, really good submarine players do really, really, really well in them.
Uh-huh.
So huge skill gap, and like they only have the homing torps, right? So you really need to make use of that homing, kind of, and not get detected in the meantime.
Sure.
Which is kind of tough because the detection is the worst, and it's like I
Okay.
don't even want to give them a try. I can't even make the other ones work, so I'd rather
Uh,
not.
I mean, I would agree with you. It's difficult. That the 8, especially that's 30, that took me a long time to grind through it. So I get you there. British subs are error denial specialists. You might be on the right track there, Blue Hawk, but
I can just play a torpedo destroyer, but that's the
well,
better.
that
Kinda.
that that can work, right?
Also, what's putting me off, like, I mean, they do have a decent amount of charges, but having a limited amount of hydrophone on them is something that is off-putting.
Well, okay, so the Americans have a limited number of hydrophone too. It's just, if I
No,
remember right, the Germans that have unlimited, right?
no, they all have unlimited except for the British.
Really? Okay.
Unless, I'm pretty sure. Like, the Gado has unlimited.
Hmm.
I haven't played the Palau, but I'm pretty sure that's unlimited too. The
Okay.
submarine surveillance is the one that is limited.
Fortunately for you, the Kurfürst doesn't seem to care about the fact that he's really up front. And,
We've been detected.
yeah. I'm surprised you were on the surface, though. That's... ouch. A toxic division take Gato plus radar Yu Yang and a Smolensk. Ouch, Skywell. Ouch. How you doing, by the way? Good to see you.
No, you know what a really, really toxic division is? A super carrier and a submarine.
Oof.
How do I know?
Why?
Played against ones recently.
Enemy cruiser sighted. Enemy battleship detected.
Commander, we've been detected.
Alright, so at periscope depth, obviously Kurfürst has his hydro going. So you probably want to go down to operational depth. There you
I don't
go.
understand the surface here. Like,
I don't
you knew
either.
the radar was running. Like, you were hydro before.
Right?
So,
Hey, body count, thank you for the raid, sir. This is,
this is risky. I mean,
yeah. You're at maximum depth. So, interesting, your torpedoes actually can go up, but Savage takes care of the Kurfürst for you. Okay.
like, I get it. I'm not good at these submarines. But to me, pinging that close to a battleship is also
Yeah.
like... I wouldn't dare to do it.
No. No, at that point, I might as well just try to shotgun them, and that's it.
And if it was me, I would have probably get hit by those depth charges. You didn't, so
And capture that area.
Mm-hmm.
good for him.
Right?
Maybe that's my mistake, why I'm not good enough. Like, I'm not close enough in pinging and just taking the risks.
Mm-hmm.
Very possible.
Well, fortunately, there's a Yamato there who, I guess, wants to die. Depends on what he's gonna do with this ping here. He's on 2 fires, bow and stern, believe it or not.
This guy's not even sending out ASW planes.
Here
Oh,
comes,
no,
here
they
comes.
Never mind.
So, one of those depth charges was very close. Oh, this Yamato's dead. He's dead, that's it. He dashes to
Problem
poison,
solved,
but
sir.
okay.
All stations requesting fire support.
Can you not shotgun in British subs since homing torpedoes only fires ping at the surface, Joey? I mean, you can always shotgun even with acoustic torpedoes. You can just surface and then shotgun. I did that in my own grind of the British subs. So yeah, you can.
The thing with this, with a true shotgun where you get spotted, the problem with the British torps is only the damage. Like you're not,
Right.
you don't have enough alpha behind it
No.
to actually kill the target. So getting away might be a problem.
Right.
But if you're
Also-
talking about just getting periscope and launching them from 3 kilometers distance or so without pinging, you can totally do that.
Also, cheers. Oh, Colombo.
Detected.
Look at those torps coming in on the Colombo. Now you're firing them off to the side there. You want to try to arc the torpedoes around the island. You're going to hit the Minnesota, though. Your choice is single malt scotch?
Yeah,
Not bad.
this is the classic thing here with the double ping. The moment the second ping got on, like, he disappeared.
Mm-hmm. I do like the turn to dodge the ASW, but, I mean, you can still see the Minnesota took 4 torpedoes and he's still alive. So, for those of you who just joined, this is, here we go. This is 4 roses, single barrel. 4 roses, single barrel. Got it at Costco. Very yummy. Hey, body count. Whose replay is this? It's Toxic something.
Teammate,
Toxic Tommy Boy. Body count, I know you're with Savage Nation and Craptimus Prime, so you're welcome to say something. You're down a ship now, so this is a problem for you. It's Tommy. Oh, okay.
all stations concentrate fire.
Got all those torpedoes. Now that one ping on the one hit, it's going to encourage the Colombo to DCP and also target where you were, but it's also going to put the torpedoes generally where you want them to be. Look at all these torpedo launchers and their arcs, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's the rear-mounted one in different, like, it's very weird. It's the only submarine that has it this way for now.
For now. So Colombo takes all the torpedoes, and it almost looks like
Position.
It almost looks like you're gonna turn around and try
Commander,
to.
we've been detected.
You've been detected, so you might as well surface now? No? You're going deep. You're going deep. Okay.
Kinda makes sense because if you stay or surface, you just
Yeah.
open yourself up to the secondaries and the main batteries as well.
Problem solved.
So you got a ping on the Colombo, and now you're using torpedoes to hopefully rise up to that ping level. Surprised you're not getting another ping off.
There's a double thing on it.
Much obliged.
Okay, now you're out of dive, so Colombo it is. There he is. I might forget the Colombo at this point and instead focus on the Minnesota, based off the fact that Minnesota was quite low last time we saw him.
If you launched your torpedoes here before pinging again, they would have had the bonus damage.
Colombo immediately DCPs. Oh, you still hit him with torpedoes.
Yeah, it's like the ping was on, right?
Yep.
I still have a feeling that people don't understand what the ping actually does and how this homing mechanic as a whole works. Like, if you DCP the ping and then don't change your course afterwards, the torpedo is still gonna hit you.
Because they were
Because
already
the
homing on
project-
your last known location, or your last known heading, right?
They are not. The torpedoes are not homing on your current position. The torpedoes are homing at where they think
Yeah.
they will intercept you with your current speed and heading. So if you don't change that, as long as the ping was on, even for 1 second, the interception point that was calculated doesn't change. So the torpedoes is still gonna go at that point, and you're gonna be there because you didn't change your course or speed either. So they're gonna
Right.
hit.
Now, you went to Periscope. That wasn't necessary. You saw that here. Even with the Colombo alive, he's still outside of your spotting range. I would stay on the surface until you know you're going to get within spotting range, and then I would go to Periscope depth. Either way, this is at this point a win. It's just a 4 Sherman left.
Trying to work how to dodge without burning DCP. That is possible.
It's tough. It can
but
happen.
Depends on what ship you're in, and it also depends where you are pinged.
Right.
Because depending on where you're pinged, you have to act different. And if you're pinged mid-ship, it's pretty much, I don't want to say impossible, but it's very, very unlikely you're gonna dodge it.
Right. Okay, I thought I had a Thrasher available. Let me get... There it is right there. There's our Thrasher game.
Yeah, I think the main things for this game here is the build, and then some super, super aggressive, risky plays. I mean, it paid off, but that could have gone south very, very easily.
I mean, it helps that he's got 2 Tier 10 battleships with him, right?
I mean, he pinged so much. Like the red team just missed their ASW planes a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And now I know they're tough to hit because the ping doesn't really tell you a lot. Like it tells
Mm-hmm.
you roughly from which position the ping came. Roughly. But it doesn't tell you in which direction the sub is moving and so on. So still a guessing game. Whenever I use a ping in my submarines, it just feels like the enemy knows exactly where I am and hits me all the time.
Right. Right.
When I'm trying to hit one, it's never there where I think it is.
Of course not. Well, why would it be so easy for you, right? I'll tell you, at tier 10, it feels like it's not too bad in terms of subs, right? Although I might rather have the tier 10 American sub or German. Grunty, you play a lot of the German subs, right?
The German one is the only one tech tree wise I've played at tier 10.
And what do you think?
I mean, it has like the main advantage of the German submarine is that it reloads all the torpedoes at once,
Mm-hmm.
and it has super long range torpedoes, at least on the homing ones. Downside is it doesn't have a lot of torpedoes and it doesn't have rear torpedoes, so
Okay.
but it's quite maneuverable and like it's probably the easiest one to avoid
Okay.
getting hit a lot.
Hmm.
And it's also the fastest underwater, but also the slowest on the water, on the surface. So
Okay.
I think it's probably the easiest one to get into, though.
Good to know.
Although, that being said, the British one might be the easiest one to get hits in
Why is that?
because um, it has the lowest reaction time for all the torpedoes because
Hmm.
they're quite fast and have a very or rather low detection.
Okay.
So their reaction time is like about on par with what um, American torpedoes have on the destroyers, like,
Mm-hmm.
and they are decently fast, like they go up to 82 knots. So
Okay.
you can hit with them quite well, but low individual damage.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Okay. Well, let's go ahead and end that replay. Thanks for sending that one in, and we're gonna move on to